Yo, what's good, YouTube? I'm back with another reaction video, and we're doing a part 2 of Larry Bird 50 Greatest Moments. We're back with this part 2. Let's get it pumping, man. You know, I keep it short and sweet. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate all love and support. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button, and let's get it, man. We straight into it. We right back at it with this part 2. Let's get it, man.
When we would go on these long West Coast road trips, Larry would always announce to the Boston Globe before we left that, okay, it's a 7 or 8 game trip, we're going to win them all, I'm going to average 42 points, 21 rebounds, 13 assists. And then he would go out and do all this.
Throw the Bird, here comes Bird, puts it up, shoots the bucket, we're tied at 104, and Bird will go to the line for his 51st.
And at the end of one of the trips, he had accomplished every goal. We hadn't lost a game on the trip. And Larry told all of us players, and the media too, we were all standing around waiting to leave. He said, tomorrow night's the last game of the trip. I'm going to play this one left-handed, at least through 3 quarters. And at the end of 3,
I want to find that full left-handed game, man. If y'all know that game, let me know. If y'all send it to me, man. If y'all know what game that is.
3 quarters the next night in Portland against poor Jerome Kersey. He had 27 points left-handed, and it was a remarkable performance.
For Celtic fans, Larry Bird had come to represent not only excellence, but hope. There was a feeling that no matter how bad things looked, as long as Larry was there, everything was going to turn out all right in the end. But that belief in Bird would be severely tested in the 1988 playoffs against the Atlanta Hawks.
Atlanta had these young guys, and they were athletic, and the Celtics were old, and they weren't the team they were a couple of years ago, and you sort of had a feeling that that was going to be the beginning of the end for the Celtics.
The Hawks were led by their superstar, Dominique Wilkins.
Dominique was a gifted athlete. I mean, he was the human highlight film, and that was for real.
Leading 3 games to 2, the Hawks came within a basket of closing out the Celtics in Game 6.
They looked death in the face and dodged the bullet.
Well, they had their chance. You know, they had a big chance to beat us. I think now that we're going to come out and play like we did tonight, but we're going to be at home. And our shots are going to be dropping a little bit better, and we're going to be running a little bit faster. So I'd say Sunday's going to be a big win for the Celtics.
Basically, he was saying it was over. I thought we were going to win the game. I really did. I didn't think they could stop Neek in that game. I had that much confidence in him.
And for 3 quarters of Game 7, that confidence was rewarded. Wilkins. Wow. As Wilkins and the Hawks seemed on the verge of beating Boston. But in the 4th quarter, Bird would answer Wilkins' challenge.
Bird now cuts free. Putting Boston ahead. Here's Wilkins. That's what they must have. Cuts free. Left hands it for the field goal. That puts the Celtics back on top.
Larry was torturing him on the offensive end, and Dominique was torturing me on when he had the ball. I said, Bird, you got them all riled up now. I said, I'm having a hell of a time guarding them.
Mano duel. Bird versus Wilkins. Dominique hits a 3. Ties it for Atlanta.
The 3 made in the left corner, I can still see that, was just a big shot that he didn't have any room.
3 for Bird. Larry Bird promised it, and he is delivering in this quarter with 18 points. In deep to Dominique. Wilkins responds. With Bird again pulling up. It's a duel. Put down your saber.
It just reached the pinnacle of their competitiveness against each other, and neither one would be denied.
It's Bird's turn. Comes up with a shot, and the Celtics lead it.
It was a special moment in sports where you see these 2 guys that were just making one more difficult shot after the other, keeping their teams in the game.
Who's going to blink first? And Dominique high off the glass.
Dominique actually scored the most points, but Larry Bird scored the big points down the stretch of that game.
This a critical trip for the Atlanta Hawks. This is a great defensive move by Bird as he steals the ball for the Celtics. Lead to Bird off the fake, improves his position, and the Celtics are up again. One way or another, Bird kills you.
I just knew that we had to stop this guy, but it was Larry Bird. We never did.
sort of had a feeling that Atlanta might take over their role as the ruler of the East. And that afternoon, Larry just said, well, maybe you will do that, but you're not going to do it here, and you're not going to do it in my building.
Another defensive stop, a must here for the Hawks. Johnson gets it into Bird, and Wilkins is there. Bird comes free. Bird for the layup. You are watching what greatness is all about.
The moment when we absolutely needed it, he just took it upon himself to play as perfect as he ever played.
Wilkins had seen the best of Larry Bird, but 1988 would be Larry's last healthy season. And by 1991, age and injury had taken the best from him.
Larry Bird at this point in his career is now squeezing to the end. It's a ceaseless struggle to get healthy enough to play.
Bird and the Celtics entered the playoffs against the young Indiana Pacers and their brash leader, Chuck Person.
Look out, Person puts up a three. He's putting on a show. Go ahead, Chuck.
The series went to a fifth and deciding game in the Boston Garden. But Larry's back was hurting.
He spent the night at the hospital in traction, so he had to be in just unbelievable pain.
I remember walking in the locker room, and I saw Larry before the game, and I said, how you feeling? Well, I'm okay, I guess. Well, he wasn't okay. The guy could barely put his pants on.
But Larry was determined to be there for his team.
Let's see if they go to Person. There he is. Yes!
As Bird reached deep into his arsenal to counter Person's long-range barrage, the Celtics held the game even throughout a bitterly contested first half. But as the second quarter drew to a close, disaster would strike.
Bird had it knocked away by Saddles. Parrish on the recovery. Bird is hurt. Bird is down, and he's hurt.
It was a thud when he hit that floor. You heard that boom. The breath went out of that building because they thought that, that was it.
He got rocked to the floor as he was going to get that loose ball.
When we went at halftime, he was in the training room. So nobody knew anything. Was he going to play anymore, or was he all done?
As the second half began with Bird in the locker room,
And then he lost it in the open floor.
the Pacers looked to put them away.
They know the leader is not on the floor. Someone needs to step up now for Boston.
The Celtics were in trouble. The younger, more agile Pacers definitely were in position to win that game.
And here comes Larry Bird.
Then all of a sudden, here comes Larry, and the Garden erupted. The savior was back.
Bird is on the bench. He's got the warm-up jacket on. Listen to the crowd.
I got the sense the Pacers were stunned to see him there, and that they thought, holy shit, what's going to happen now?
Midcourt outlet goes to Bird. Bird spots up from 20. Swish! Reggie Miller's shot rebounded by Bird, who rips it down for Lawrence. And he is back in the ballgame.
From a psychological standpoint, having our leader back on the court.
Yeah, Bird is a fighter, man. He's a fighter, bro. He's a fighter, man. That's how you're supposed to do it. You got to fight through anything you can, man. He's a fighter.
The tremendous adrenaline push.
Bird ahead of the field.
In his dramatic return, Bird gave the Celtics new life and added another chapter to his legend.
Larry fakes the shot.
So Larry Bird is answering the challenge put forth to him, and he's letting it all hang out today.
The fans at that point wouldn't let the team lose because of what Larry was doing.
Bird has to hurry. 5 on the shot clock. The turnaround. Rainbow is on net, and he's going to the line.
You say to yourself, how many times does he drive that spike through your heart with shots like this?
But certainly this, out of the pages of Willis Reed.
Eclipsing even a Celtics victory, Bird's stirring performance touched all those who witnessed it.
I already had a lot of respect for Larry Bird, but the way he played today, it's just like the stuff you tell your kids about. And I told him at the end of the game, I've never seen anything like that.
Truly amazing, and it's courageous, and all those other things. And he's the leader. He is the leader of the Celtics, and he will be until he retires.
I knew Larry was out there shooting 1,000 jump shots a day, so I was out there shooting 1,000. You know, I knew he was working on his game every summer, and I had to work on my game every summer. He wins the Rookie of the Year, I win the championship. And then we just went on from there. I always want to have one up on Larry, and he's going to try to have one up on myself. That's what it's about. That's what a true rivalry is about.
Larry Bird was beloved by the entire city of Boston, and all Celtic fans knew that it was part of their tradition to beat the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals. It was a tradition Larry desperately wanted to uphold, and the fact that his main rival, Magic Johnson, was the leader of the Lakers made him want it even more. In 1979, Bird lost to Magic in the NCAA Finals, and from that moment on, they'd be forever linked.
It was always Magic Bird, Magic Bird. Ever since Indiana State and Michigan State played, it's been that way.
And in 1984, they'd finally meet in the NBA Finals.
It was an incredible build-up, and the world was watching, because now it finally came down to these two players that are looked at somewhat as saviors of the league in Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, coming together for the first time to do battle.
They won the East, we won the West. So it's like everybody just get ready, sit back, and let's enjoy it.
As the series opened, it was the Lakers who would enjoy it at the Celtics' expense as they raced to a 2-1 series lead.
Waves, it was waves of fast break. It was a track meet.
We weren't going to let Larry Bird and his crew beat Magic and his crew. It was just that simple.
The Celtics cannot handle the speed of the Lakers.
We're taking hooks, body shots. We were in the clinch. All we could do was stand against the ropes and just take it.
This has to be one of the most decisive routes in championship game history.
We went in the locker room and Larry made the famous statement that we play like sissies.
We got some great players on this team, but we don't have the players with the heart sometimes that we need.
I was sitting right next to him, and he said in his mad, angry Indiana accent.
Today, when you see Magic slapping high fives and guys going behind their back and shooting layups on us all day long, it seems that somebody would try to put a stop to it. But until we get our hearts where they belong, we're in trouble.
He challenged all of our manhood publicly, and he had never done that before.
He said, hey, we need to meet these guys in the parking lot and start the fight out there.
This is not the marching down, boys. This is marching on to victory. That's what it is.
We got in each other's face to a man and said there will be no more layups. No more layups in this series.
Cooper to Kareem, to Worthy, to Ramble. He should go the distance. Oh! And you knew this was going to happen. You could see it coming.
When you can't catch something, you got to knock it down, to slow it down. And that's what they did. And just all hell broke loose.
Kareem swings the elbow, and now is yelling at Larry Bird, jaw to jaw.
Larry and Kareem got into it, and then Larry was taking the ball out of bounds. Michael Cooper was trying to guard him. Larry kicked it back and kicked him into the stands. It was awesome.
It was a great strategy move to take us out of our game. And mentally, we were not there because we were trying to fight them instead of play basketball.
With Larry leading the way, Boston would claw their way into overtime. Now it was the Lakers who were reeling, and Larry was ready to deliver the knockout blow.
Gets it over to DJ. Bird goes right into the pivot. Now DJ holds the ball. Back in the Bird. The ball away is gone. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! What a play!
It was almost like vindication for Larry Bird that, you know, hey, you might have won during college, but you know what? Here's my opportunity now.
Boston Celtics have even this NBA World Championship Series at 2 games apiece. We're coming back. That's right. We'll come back. We'll be back.
Larry, last time you quoted as saying you guys play like sissies. What's the word you use for the team now from this game?
Well, we just play like a bunch of women tonight. We can still play a lot harder.
Yo, he's I love this, man. Like, cause this is like the real. Like, you can see them walking in the locker room, all the real stuff instead of like just the little clips, man. This is so crazy, yo. This is a good one right here. I found. This is definitely a good one.
Friday, June 4th, 1984, and the temperature at game time inside the Garden is 97 degrees Fahrenheit, and there was no air conditioning.
It was almost unbearable. It really was. By far, you know, I've spent time in Texas. I've lived in Texas. I've never been that hot. It was smothering.
Ooh, you thought you was in this, you know, a sauna.
Kareem had to have the oxygen tank because I guess the altitude, he's so tall.
While we were all out there dying, you know, from you can't breathe, you know, it was 100 degrees in Boston Garden. He looked fresh as a daisy.
Here's Larry Bird chugging down the court.
Larry Bird, this game is Larry Bird's. I mean, he's doing everything.
Push shotgun! Shoot it! Shoot it! Shoot it!
And we asked Larry about it, and he said, "Oh hell, it's hotter back home playing at French Lick." It was completely magnificent in that game because it just showed mind over matter. Larry Bird went 15 for 20, had 34 points and 17 rebounds, and that was the defining game of that series.
The Boston Celtics trounced the Los Angeles Lakers 121.
We have to give both teams tremendous credit for playing a 48-minute steam bath. It seems as though they held up a little better than we did. The man who made the difference tonight was Mr. Bird.
Comes down to Game 7, Boston Garden, the first Game 7 against the Lakers since 1962 in Boston. You know, and Bird, I mean, the whole thing coming to a peak. It was a very, very highly anticipated game of basketball.
With the title within their grasp, Boston seized it. Larry had waited 5 years to settle his score with Magic, and now he'd finally done it in a series for the ages.
We went through the tough of the tough. We went through the Lakers to get there. Absolutely no one believed it. But the fact of the matter is, we believed in ourselves, and that was a lot because of the leadership Larry had.
The Boston Celtics are the NBA World Champions.
I told Larry Bird, the way you played in that series, the way you conducted yourself and the way you played made me proud to be a Celtic.
Larry Bird, congratulations. You were the most valuable player. Does this get you even with Magic for what happened between Michigan State and Indiana State all those many years ago?
Yeah, we're professionals now, but I won this one for Terre Haute.
I just hate anytime playing against Larry, I want to win at anything. I hate losing to him. So don't bring it up no more.
Oh yeah, definitely got this coming in the works too, yo. Definitely got his retirement video coming.
The Larry Bird retirement ceremony. They had it on a night when there was no game. That's how special, that's how popular, that's how great Larry Bird is. They filled the Boston Garden, and you couldn't get a ticket. Magic comes out, and it was just great. And he had the Celtic t-shirt on underneath, and the speech that Magic gave.
Larry Bird said that there would be another Larry Bird one day. And Larry, there will never, ever, ever be another Larry Bird.
Oh yeah, look at his finger, right? Ain't that his finger right there? His pinky finger. And I know some people was telling me about his finger and stuff, how he up. See how it's bent, right? Yeah, unless I'm not wrong, that gotta be the finger right there, see? I remember, man, I remember. Damn, that is fucked up, though. I cut my finger, I got my pinky finger fucked up, but I don't know, that's another time, maybe I'll show y'all sometime, or a story time or something. But yeah, man, damn, that's messed up with his hand.
Have all the fingers come back.
Now, for me, I almost lost my whole pinky finger right here almost came off. Hand went right through the glass, but God willing, thankfully, you know, it's okay though. But yeah, so that's crazy.
Pay tribute and to say thank you. There was nothing like that on earth.
Tonight, my basketball career is officially over, and I had a blast. So tonight I leave. I leave basketball forever. I leave a game that I loved, Sorry, but I'm gone. I'm history. I dedicated my life to basketball, and I dedicated my life to the Boston Celtics. So, I say good night, Boston, and may God bless each and every one of you. Good night.
Red, you want to say something?
What I want to say is, you know how it feels because you've been here before. Me, I haven't scored a point. You know?
But you kind of brought the guys here that scored the points.
Well,
so you're overpaid.
There were so many qualities that made Larry Bird a great player, but it was his unshakable will that was the most important. And on the tension-filled night of May 26, 1987, when the Pistons and Celtics met in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals, that will was on display for all to see. With the series tied at 2, Bird would have to reach back for some vintage Celtic magic as the Pistons seized control in the game's final seconds.
Seasting bumps him a couple of times. Isaiah nails it top of the key with 17 seconds to go, and the Celtics call time.
Detroit by 1, 17 seconds, so Boston goes for the final shot.
On the left it goes to Bird. Bird guarded by Mahorn. Drives around him. Goes on in. And the ball gets knocked out of bounds by Ada. No, they call it the other way.
When we lost the last opportunity to score by throwing the ball away, the game was over. The Celtics had lost.
I think that the Celtic fans, I think that most of the arena and the Detroit Pistons forgot that Larry Bird hadn't quit.
Thomas wants to get it in quickly.
And now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, laid it in. Right up 1 second left. Bird stole the inbounding pass. Laid it up to DJ. DJ laid it up to him. And Boston has a 1-point lead.
So many players, they just wouldn't think that there's still a chance. And the fact that he made it happen.
Bird steals it and gets it to Johnson at the buzzer. Oh, my.
I think that that's the single greatest play in Larry's career. It's just another sign that Larry was just, destined or determined. I think it's a combination of both for him to be involved in so many special plays in his career.
The old Boston Garden is gone now, and Larry Bird is retired. But the memories that he gave to the people of Boston and basketball fans around the world will live on forever. From all of us here at NBA TV, happy birthday, Larry.
Alrighty, man, that was good, man. I can actually see every detail into this. Oh man, so I know some of the clips we watched before, but it's like now I really saw in the details, like in the back of the locker room, then walking out, like it's really like this was good, man. I'm glad I found this one right here, y'all. This is definitely a good video, man. This was excellent, yo. And I appreciate everybody that stick through here and watching these whole thing with me, man. Definitely appreciate y'all. Y'all know y'all come first always, man. But yeah, man, y'all know I keep it short and sweet. Leave your comments down below. Drop a sub. Hit that like button, man. I deeply appreciate it. But yeah, man, that's about it, though. But this was definitely a thing. Oh, this was good right here, man. And that's one thing in life. You never give up, bro. It's never over, man. It's never over, bro. No matter how as close as you think it's done, it's never done, bro. Never done, man. It ain't over until that clock hits 0000, bro. But yeah, man, I love y'all, man. I'm on to the next video. Oh yeah, let me know what full game I should do first. Like, what's the first full game I should do? Because I've been thinking about, I know I got another documentary I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna start doing some full games and break them up in parts. But yeah, man, so I just wanted to let y'all know that. But yeah, I'm out of here, man. I love y'all. Peace. Peace.